Oh shit.
The fact that a movie with an ensemble cast included Mahershala Ali, Walton Goggins, Topher Grace, Adrien Brody, Alice Braga, and Laurence Fishburne didn't rank higher in the zeitgeist is just crazy, even though the actors gave their all in their respective roles. Yep, we're talking about Nimród Antal's 2010 science fiction movie Predators, which serves as the third installment in the Predator film core series. Apparently, the script was developed by producer Antal and Rodriguez as early as 1994, but 20th Century Fox didn't approve the project until 2009. Rodriguez was specifically hired by Fox to revive the series following the failures of Predator 2. And dare we disregard the failed Alien vs. Predator crossover. Truth be told, Fox simply wanted a script that would somehow lure Arnold Schwarzenegger back into the franchise, and the production company was aware that Rodriguez knew Arnold personally. It's also one of the reasons why Rodriguez wrote something keeping a jungle setting in mind, because he knew how much Schwarzenegger liked the setting of the first movie. And of course, there was this other reason too. Rodriguez wanted Predators to be the sequel to John McTiernan's Predator. No wonder many people to this very day mistake Predators to be directed by Rodriguez, whereas the truth is that the movie was directed by Antal, and Rodriguez serves as the producer. What do you think actually happened with this 2010 movie? In today's video, we're going to get some answers. Before we go into our explanation, we do have a very small request. If you enjoy our content, then please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us it means a lot. Thank you. Now let's begin. Antal's Predators, upon its release, became a recipient of mixed reviews, with criticism aimed at the thinly written characters. Before we go into explaining the resurrection of the Predator franchise, let's briefly take a look at the plotline, shall we? Co-written by Alex Lidvack and Michael Finch, the storyline follows a group of heavily armed individuals from around the world, who find themselves on an alien game-preserved jungle planet. It doesn't take them long to understand that not only have they become unwilling participants in an alien hunting game, but they have also caught the attention of a new breed of these extraterrestrial predators. It's entirely up to the survivors, who have to team up and navigate the predators' home turf in order to escape from there, while simultaneously battling against increasingly greater odds. Now that we're clear on the narrative part, let us dig deeper into the origins of this film. We've already mentioned before how the concept behind Predators was pretty much conceived 16 years before the movie was released. The year was 1994, to be more precise, and at that time, Rodriguez was working on the Antonio Banderas starrer, Desperado. Anyway, to cut things short, Fox had rejected Rodriguez's early script, primarily citing budget issues, but fast forward to 2009, the studio decided to move forward with the script. This had Rodriguez giving a direct nod to Aliens director James Cameron, by simply making the title of his movie the plural form of the original. Predator became Predators, like Alien became Aliens. Eventually, Rodriguez took an active part as the producer of the film, and the script was rewritten by Alex Lidvack and Michael Finch, with Antal serving as the director. Next, let's take a look at the casting gamble. Rodriguez said at the 2009 San Diego Comic-Con that Predators would be having an impressive ensemble cast, and that great characters would be the most significant part of the movie, so that viewers feel like they're also experiencing things along with them. Rodriguez additionally went on to say that the film title had two meanings. It alludes to the human protagonists, who are all proficient killers, as well as the alien hunters. Mind you, it was quite important to both Rodriguez and Antal that each character was fully formed enough to be able to work on their own. While Rodriguez had high hopes on Schwarzenegger to play at least a cameo reprising his role as Alan Dutch Schaefer, that just didn't happen. What was even more surprising was that Oscar-winning actor Adrien Brody was cast in a leading action role when the viewers clearly expected someone like Schwarzenegger, or at least someone close enough to him to be the star. Although Adrien Brody's role as an action hero didn't sit well with everyone, Rodriguez and Antal somehow defended this unusual casting decision by claiming that Brody possessed the passion and acting ability that was usually lacking in major action movies. In a way, one can be certain that Brody was essentially forced to prove himself by physically altering himself as much as possible for the part, which is obviously something that studios would not normally approve of for a skinny actor. Moving on, let's take a look at the premise, which is reminiscent of the first film given the jungle setting and human killers, but the narrative also has enough thrilling twists to make it stand out. Unlike other sequels, Predators takes the hunt to an alien planet game reserve, where the threat is multiplied, but then again, that's typically the case with all Predator sequels. Antal's Predators features 4 Predators, unlike the lone original. In this movie, the larger and more feral versions of the Predators are introduced. We're looking at Super Predators, and there is visible hierarchy and internal strife among these extraterrestrial hunters. Anyway, this may come as a surprise after seeing the film again, that in spite of having so many Predators, their screen time is actually limited. Even though they're present throughout the whole movie, they only show up when it's absolutely required. Furthermore, full credits to filmmaker Antal and Gula Peitos. a collaborator from Antal's filmmaking days in Hungary, for making the real jungles of Hawaii seem just bizarre enough. Also, were you aware of the studio's strict mandate? The filmmakers were required by Fox to only make references to McTiernan's Predator. This obviously meant that there would be no references to Stephen Hopkins' Predator 2, the crossover between Alien and Predator, or any other additional lore for that matter. Naturally, this compelled a hybrid strategy that combined a soft relaunch with a sequel. When we explained to ardent franchise fans how Nimród Antal's Predators mimicked the original movie by purposefully postponing the Predator revelation until at least the 40-minute mark, and used the soundtrack inspired by Alvin Silvestri's work on the 1987 movie, we're pretty sure they'll understand. Now that a majority of things have been covered, let's look at how the ensemble cast was squandered with no character development. Many have addressed Predator as an action movie that has no soul. In our opinion, the whole idea of quiet suspense is what made the first film so fantastic in the first place, and Predators, in all honesty, completely lacked it. In fact, the characters in the movie were also criticized by many for being less like true action heroes and more like cardboard cliches lining up for the body count. Take Mahershala Ali, Danny Trejo, and Walton Goggins, for instance. We're not saying their performances lacked or that the script was entirely weak. The cast gave it their all. There are no second thoughts about that, but the script did give some the shorter end of the stick, and this you cannot disagree with, no matter what. Adrien Brody has his one-liners, Alice Braga brings empathy to the table, and Laurence Fishburne has what is fitting to be stated as a glorified cameo. But what about Ali, Trejo, and Goggins? It felt weird to see them diminished in their roles, given that each had so much potential in the first place. Similarly, Louis Ozawa Cheng-Chien, who plays a Yakuza Inagawa Kai enforcer, is given what is undoubtedly the most impressive scene, but was it truly that fulfilling? You should be thrilled to see a samurai battle a predator, right? However, did you? Furthermore, Louis' character barely talks once in the entire movie, and the reason for this isn't really random. The lack of character development is what we're attempting to highlight here. And if these weren't enough, there's the unexpected twist involving Topher Grace. Edwin, played by Topher Grace, defies audience expectations by ultimately being revealed as a serial killer who wants to remain on the alien planet because he feels that he finally belongs there with creatures like himself. We at Marvelous Videos firmly believe that the twist was clever thematically, but very poorly executed by Grace's performance. If you think otherwise, please feel free to state your opinions in the comment section right away. Speaking of the box office performance, Predators was a moderate success, finishing third at the box office with $24.8 million in its opening weekend. True, Antal's Predators was a commercial success, but not a franchise builder, because of the conflicting reviews and poor word of mouth, which caused it to peak early with weak legs. Nevertheless, despite critical acclaim, Predators was unable to usher in a new age. A sequel was not immediately approved due to the film's mixed reaction and modest box office performance. By the time Shane Black's The Predator came out in 2018, the momentum was lost and the excitement had slowed. Also, as far as Black's movie was concerned, The Predator proved to be quite divisive. Anyway, did you know that Rodriguez and co-writer Alex Litvak had big plans for Predators 2? They described the film as Die Hard on a Predator ship. The sequel that never happened would have had survivors infiltrating a Predator transport vessel, which would have also included scenes of an alien zoo aboard the ship. The plan was to show that Earth had become a future civilization by the time the survivors made it back, but unfortunately, this sequel was ultimately shelved, when Shane Black was hired to direct The Predator instead. After Black's movie, the franchise did remain dormant for a while, until Dan Trachtenberg's Prey revitalized interest in the year 2022 with his prequel approach. Now, as we come closer to the end of our video, let's take a look at how Antal's Predators impact subsequent films. Whether you like it or not, Predators essentially became a stepping stone. While not exactly beloved, the film in due course proved that the Predator IP could work both without Schwarzenegger and the whole Alien vs. Predator excess baggage. In fact, if you've seen Black's The Predator, you'll see how the movie was nowhere even close to the concept of Antal's Predators. One of the reasons why Trachtenberg's Prey worked wonders was because the film added a fresh spin to it, making it a prequel set in the northern Great Plains in 1719. All of this suggests that the franchise has finally realized that less is more, and that Predators are more successful in straightforward survival tales than complex mythology expansion. Marvelous verdict. Well, that's all for today, and with this we finally come to the end of our video here. So who here happens to be a fan of Nimród Antal's Predators? Please don't hesitate to hit us with your thoughts in the comments section. One cannot disregard the fact that the Predator franchise has bounced back with some inventive new prequels that have truly taken a new approach, and the upcoming Predator Badlands looks to be another bold approach that we're waiting to watch with bated breath. Stay tuned with us, as we promise to come back with more exciting content. Till then, goodbye, and have a... If you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks, everyone!